Da-da-na. Alright, anywho, welcome to a Chargers franchise. Now, I just finished doing my Commanders franchise for the year, so now I'm going to move on to the Chargers. That's the next team I decided to do. The Chargers right now are 6-3, so we have decided to give them their actual wins and losses to try to keep it realistic. But because I'm going to be the GM of the team, I don't want to just keep everything the same way. I want to make it my own rebuild and do it my own way. And plus, this year I haven't done a successful Chargers franchise yet, so this should be fun. So I've taken a look at the team. I've tried to just before I actually started streaming to do the franchise, just kind of get an idea of what I want to do. So that way, each episode doesn't take too long. The first episode I want to be kind of short, just kind of putting the team together. We'll sim the year. We'll do an off season, do a draft, and then we'll sim to next year's midseason, and then the next episode we'll pick up figuring out where we want to take the team from there. If we take a look at the team as of right now, yep, uh, definitely some work to be done. The cornerback position's a little weak. We also have some expiring contracts, but the biggest thing that I've come to realize is how we're going to build for the future around Justin Herbert. Because taking a look at that I didn't mean to do that. I meant to go to the tab underneath and look at his contract. Hold on. No, you're not on the trade block. Hold on. I meant to click on this button, which is way ahead of that. But anyway, if we take a look at contract, here it is. Come on. My controls are so sensitive today. Anyway, if we take a look at his contract, okay, 37 mil. All right, we can work with that. 46, a bit much, but all right. 58, oof. 71. So our window of opportunity to try to compete for the Super Bowl should be within the next 3 years. This season does not count. So going forward, we'll use the second and third season to try to make the team Super Bowl ready. Gus Edwards, well, yeah, we have Gus Edwards too. But J.K. Dobbins, we will have to pay, and I think he is good enough for us to give him the extension to. I also don't think he's a high enough overall to make us break the bank or anything. So we could try to find another running back to put next to him if we want. Receiver, we'll keep Lad McConkey. We'll keep Quentin Johnston. Palmer, I might move on from Joshua Palmer just because I'm trying to look for a ready day one receiver. And I think going into next year's offseason, DeAndre Hopkins or Amari Cooper might not re-sign with their team, so we can potentially go get a number one receiver in free agency. So I don't feel the need to just go throw our assets heavy yet, but that might be a move we make. Also, the tight end position needs work. O-line is okay. Uh, a few little mediocre fixes in the front, and we're fine. Uh, I don't think we're gonna be able to afford to bring Khalil Mack back, so we'll probably move Lapalatu to the edge, and then we'll trade Khalil Mack. We'll get off his salary, and then we'll try to see how we'll build the rest of the team because he's gonna regress anyway. We already know we're gonna be decent this year, and the goal of trading him is to find another potential pass rusher or even an offensive lineman would work. We could send him back to the Bears. That's not the worst of the worst, I guess. Cortland Sutton, we're not going to trade in the division. That's going to be the aspect of realism that I look for. Is not just trading heavy within our own division. Jalen Thompson, I'd be okay with this move because if we got Jalen Thompson in picks, maybe we could move Derwin to a corner or a linebacker type thing. I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to hit free agency anyway, so I'm not very inclined to do that. Josh Downs would be a great piece to use when we do the actual Colts franchise. I'm not really thinking about doing that either. Jalen Waddle. I don't really know why the Dolphins would want to do that. Uh, yeah, no, still no. Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith could be interesting. If we could acquire like Nolan Smith and honestly, we're so bad at tight end. I might ask for a tight end. Besides Goddard, who else do you have? Hmm. I'm gonna try to acquire Goddard and Nolan Smith, and maybe a draft pick if possible. Because we know we're going to be a good team, and our picks right now are valuable. We could maybe swap one of our first round picks as a means of trying to get one of their picks. So what if we just ask for picks, throw in Khalil Mack and let's say our first round pick? Like maybe we can do something like this. Um, I like the Nolan Smith idea. I like the Dallas Goddard idea. Hmm. mean, we're really close to this trade already. They need a left outside linebacker. I'm just gonna move Khalil Mack to left outside linebacker. That way, I think he'll have more trade value in that trade. And I like the idea of us getting Nolan Smith. We can put Nolan Smith on the edge, and then we can put because Nolan Smith and Latu could be our two edges. I'm gonna abbreviate his name as Latu, even though there's already another one for the Colts. So Latu can go here. Nolan Smith could go here. Those could be our two young edges, and then we could figure out what we want to do with the linebacker position. Dylan Henley can stay. Perriman we might move on from, and then we still got to figure out what we're doing with corner. The majority of this first season is just figuring out the defense because outside of needing a new receiver one and a few offensive linemen, the offense is going to be more or less the same. I'm not going to make too many changes. All right, Khalil Mack for Goddard, Nolan Smith, and maybe a draft pick. I will just see on his own if he has any trade value, but if not, I'm gonna just make the trade I want. I mean, like Higgins is cool, but like, I mean, the Chargers need a receiver one. There's a chance that Higgins wants receiver one money, so Higgins is not completely out the question. But I don't think we're gonna do that. Lenore would be kind of cool. I mean, that wouldn't be too unrealistic either, at least in my opinion. Because if he wanted to walk and get paid more money, he could probably leave. I think I'm going to stick with the Dallas Goedert one because I want to try to compete as soon as next year, and I think I can find a way to make the money for Dallas Goedert. So Goddard and Nolan Smith, who's going to be on a cheap deal as well. Is he more of a? Yeah, he's a speed rusher. He could work very well off our edge. So Nolan Smith, Dallas Goedert, and now that I changed him to a position of need, I am going to ask for a draft pick, even though they might say no. I'm going to at least ask for one and see what they say. It's closer. It is very close. They might do this. We're close. Who else has a 1-year deal? We're not trading J.K. Dobbins. Absolutely not. Punter, no. We're not giving you Palmer. Palmer and Ford, we might move on from, and Perriman. We might move on from all three of these guys, but we're not going to give them to the Eagles. Christian Fulton's on a 1-year deal. Chark's on a 1-year deal. Hurst. We could give them a tight end in return. I guess that's fair. Stone Smart. Do I give you Hayden Hurst? All right, Hayden Hurst. I guess is fair. What do you say? Ooh, we're close on a deal. Love to see it. I mean, Mustipher could be our starting center, so I don't mind losing Bosman. Pipkins will move on from next year because we don't want to take the cap hit just yet. Wait, Madden? Oh, McFadden. Never mind. I was like, do we have a Madden on our team? How about we throw in Bosman and maybe we ask you for a late 5th round pick in the future? Do we have a trade? Are we close? Nah, that didn't really help the trade at all. Send Jalen Rager back to the Eagles? All right. Here you go, Jalen Rager back. Nope. Okay. Alright, well, I guess that's not going to happen. Future 5th round pick. Future, I'll go as high as a future 3rd round pick. I'm not going higher than that. Let's just give them an assortment of picks. Let's try to keep some of our picks in this year, even though we'll trade them later. We'll throw in a 5th round pick. We'll throw in another 5th round pick. Because we want these 2 players. Yeah, we want these 2 players. And you're on a 4-year deal. You could stay. We'll move Morgan Fox, but not in this trade. Yeah, we're not going to have a D tackle after the year. That's interesting. Ooh, Troy Dye. Yeah, he could, yeah, we'll throw in Troy Dye, actually. Just do that before we throw in the picks, because Troy Dye should have some value, I think. And instead of giving up all those picks, we'll just give up 1 future 3rd to start with. How's this? There we go. Future 3rd, Troy Dye, Hayden Hurst, Khalil Mack. We get Goddard and Nolan Smith. That's going to make it way cheaper for our edge position, and we get a tight end now to use. So I might move Nolan Smith and Latu to the edge positions. We can get rid of Morgan Fox. We can probably trade Poona Ford as well. Denzel, you're on a 1 year deal, so we'll have to figure out something at the linebacker position. Our corner position just kind of doesn't exist too much. I think in real life the Chargers corners are okay, but in terms of like the Madden standpoint, those could definitely use some upgrades. We like Lad McConkey. What can we get for Palmer? Let's start thinking about that option now. We're not actually trading Justin Herbert. I just accidentally put him on the trade block at one point. Um, offensive line help and picks. That could be a mutually good offer for both teams, but I'm not gonna do that. Say Jones, Jalen Tolbert, Cam Jurgens, Rock Ya-Sin. Rock Ya-Sin could be okay. Devin Duvernay. I'm okay with getting Damian Lewis, but I think I need better picks than that. I'm also okay with getting Marcus Jones because I think they could use Joshua Palmer as well. This could be a mutually good trade for both teams. Yeah. So I'm either gonna trade for Marcus Jones or Damian Lewis. I'll do the Damian Lewis trade if we get better picks. Like, I'm not saying I deserve a second, but I'm gonna ask for a lot of picks. They'll say no, and I want to get the gauge of just how much value we have to work with here. We can get a third round pick. We can get Lewis at a third round pick. So we could just re-get back a third round pick that we gave up in the Dallas Goedert trade. We'll take out the 4th. We'll take out the 5th and 6th. Yeah, we're pretty close to that. Or we could just get, like, something like this. Can we make them this year picks? Can we make them this year picks? Can we just acquire a bunch of this year picks? What if we take out that 4th and get another 7th? Like, what if we just got a bunch of, like, late this year round picks and Damian Lewis? They're going to want another player. We have Heineke. We have Easton Stick. Both of them I'm very much okay with moving on from. You guys want to have Taylor Heineke? No? Okay. Let's take out some picks. Let's take out one of the 5th round picks. Take out another 5th round pick and make them 2 future picks. Take out that 6th round pick and make it a next year 7th round pick. Come on. Come on. Just give me Damian Lewis and some picks. There we go. So we get Damian Lewis, a 6th and 4 7th round picks, as opposed to Damian Lewis and a 5th and a 6th, or whatever the hell it was. I'm content with that. I'm content. I think Damian Lewis gives us that extra help on the offensive line that we were looking for. So now we have Zion Johnson, Damian Lewis, Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt. And then center, we can address on the draft. We now have a starting tight end that we like. And now all we're looking for is, in terms of offense, all we're looking for is a receiver 1. Lad McConkey is cool. I do think Lad McConkey and Quinton Johnson could be like a 2 and 3, and then we could go get a receiver 1. Running back looks fine. That's all okay. All right, let's fix this. Latu, go play left end. We're gonna have like speed rushers at the ass on the edge position. So Latu, go play right end. Latu. Let's see what else we got here. So you play. Wait, did I put you at right end? I guess I did put you at right end. Nolan Smith will go play left end. So we have 2 young edge rushers who can develop after this year, because we're going to start off 6 and 3. So they'll have plenty of games where they'll kind of get poised to have a good start, which is pretty good to me. So we got Nolan Smith and you. Okay, that's nice. You have an expiring deal. We'll keep Joey Bosa here at the left outside linebacker. We'll have to go find another speed rusher to put on the right side. This is looking good. This is promising. All right, Denzel Perriman. Let's see. What can we go get for Denzel Perriman? Nothing. All right. We're not trading Dobbins. We're not trading you. We could trade you and Poona Ford together. And our number 1 corner. Just throw all 3 of you in a trade. Garrett Williams, Noah Brown, Jordan Lewis, Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert and J.K. Dobbins. No, nah. Eric Stokes. That could be promising. I'm not against the Eric Stokes trade. Rob Havenstein. Not terrible. Not exactly what we need at the moment, but not terrible. An X Factor 74 overall corner. Love to see it. This could be the last offensive lineman we get. We're giving up 3 defenders for an offensive lineman, but there are guys in free agency, and these guys are on one-year deals anyway, so I don't hate the idea of doing that. How many years are you under contract for? Let's see. 2 years. 3 one-year contract defenders for 2 years of a center. That doesn't make a lot of sense. What would your overall be at center? Oh, does a center have to be a pass protector? Does every position have to be a pass protector? Or is it just the 3 inside guys are pass protectors? It looks like the 3 inside guys are pass protectors. What about the outside? Agile. Okay. So would it not make more sense to put Alt on the inside, Rashawn Slater on the inside? No, because left tackle's agile as well. Okay. Well, yeah, no, because you guys are great pass protectors, but we're not going to have anyone as good as agile against the edge rush. All right. No, Damian Lewis is actually decent. Okay. So Damian Lewis can stay where he is. Zion Johnson can stay where he is, and we'll just bite the bullet that our center's not as good. Cool. Yeah, I'm not going to trade every one-year deal player, but I'm also gonna do this. I know we're gonna start off 6-3, and then we're gonna be a decent team. So I'm gonna swap my first round picks for another team's set of first round picks. Just be like, hey, we're tanking early, but not really. We're planning to compete as soon as next year. So what team do we think is gonna be bad? We haven't played the Broncos yet. Well, yeah, we have. We're gonna give them a loss, but I still don't think that would make as much sense. The Colts first round picks, if we want to try to get a player in the deal, we could try to do that. Kenny Moore is on a 3-year deal, and we suck at corner. So maybe we just go. DeForest Buckner would also be a perfect tackle. There's also reason for the Colts to maybe move on from one of their defenders. So, no, Zaire Franklin's a dog. When I do a Colts franchise, I'm not moving on from him. Ryan Kelly has a 1-year deal. I'll have to pay him, but that's still an option. I'm between Kenny Moore and DeForest Buckner. Because he would work as a speed rusher. He would work as that speed rusher. And he's 30. So there's a world where they're like, we don't need him. But also, Kenny Moore, we need a corner desperately. We desperately need a corner. I'm going to say we asked for DeForest Buckner, and we swap first round picks, and maybe they're just nice and they throw me 2 seconds. Let's see. How close are we on this deal? We actually are really close. What if we still get a this year second but not a next year second? What if we just take out the seconds completely? Okay, so we swap first round picks with the Colts, and we get DeForest Buckner. I'm fine with that. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So now we bring in a new speed rush oriented D tackle, which he's good at the run stop and the speed rush. So these will be our 3 guys here. Poona Ford we can move on from because he only has a 1-year deal anyway. I like this. That's good. This is good stuff. All right. So Poona Ford, we'll trade you. If we're trading Christian Fulton, we really kind of do need a corner. A trade that gives us a corner is a trade that we will kind of be more oriented to take. Let's throw in DJ Chark. Let's throw in one of those 6th-round picks we acquired, and maybe even a next year 4th. Now, Juan Thornhill. Juan Thornhill's not terrible. Overshown, Cam Smith, Eric Stokes. Yeah, y'all really want to get rid of Eric Stokes like that, don't you? Moreg. Hmm. Would it be weird if we got Moreg and moved him to corner? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Williams is 31. Travis Jones. Ivan Pace. Ivan Pace would be a that'd be a good piece actually. Um, I don't think it should take this much to get him though. Yeah, I was gonna say it definitely shouldn't take that much to get him. I'll throw in that 6th round pick and Puna Ford and maybe one of those 7ths I acquired and just kind of go get Ivan Pace. Sure. There we go. That helps out our linebacker position. So now we'll have Ivan Pace, Henley, um, Joey Bosa. We can figure out something over here. Something over there needs to change. Let's see. Corner, still not liking it. Bud Dupree. Am I stuck with Bud Dupree? Probably. We'll keep Bud Dupree. It's alright. Alright. So Denzel. We just traded Puna for it. So Denzel, Fulton, and you. Backup safety. Don't need him that badly, actually. Could use a second corner. We'll do this instead. A young edge. Mike Jackson. Michael Jackson. Uh, hmm. Maybe not Mike Jackson, but what else can we do for corners? What else we got out there? You know, Marcus Jones was offered to me once upon a time. They need a receiver. Let's try this. Okay. Sure. Look, I know you're rebuilding, but I don't know if that was the move for you, but have fun with it. So we bring in at least one corner. We'll trade Denzel Perriman for I don't even know. I need an outside linebacker. That would be something I would that's something I would like. Let's see what we can get. Julian Aquara. Julian Aquara and draft picks? Maybe. Nope, they wouldn't trade with us. EJ Speed, Frankie Louvu, Damon Clark, Chop Robinson, Tyus Bowser, Sweat and Huff. Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff would be an okay piece to have at the edge rusher. I'm thinking. Very much thinking. What do we do here? Brian Burns, Oliticon. Yo, photos out of Oliticon's amazing. Gonna definitely need him when we do the Jaguars franchise, though. Alex Anzalone is a little bit towards aging, but I don't think my favorite team would do that. Quay Walker, Charles Harris. Yeah, I don't see many suitors for Denzel Perriman, if I'm being honest with you. Owe Mafwe. Yeah, I like this one. We'll do this. And then, any other one-year deal players I'm looking to get rid of? I don't think Christian Fulton or Elijah Molden would be in this trade. Oh, yeah, Morgan Fox. Morgan Fox can go. Denzel Perriman, Morgan Fox, and we'll throw you a draft pick. Throw you a 7th-round selection. There you go. Cool. All right, I think that can be it for year one. It's already been 25 minutes. I think that's a pretty good start. We bring in Mothway, we bring in Ivan Pace, we bring in Nolan Smith, we move you to edge. Yeah, we have some one-year deals, but that's fine. We bring in Marcus Jones, we bring in a corner at the very least. Still didn't resolve the whole needing a receiver one problem, but honestly, I don't know if we are, so. Like, yeah, we need a corner, but there's no point in taking a corner that has no future with the team. No point in doing that. Like, if you're not a corner I'm taking in to use for multiple years, there's no point in me picking you up at this point. Imagine having Jamal Adams and Derwin James. Saying that back in the day would be wild. Desmond King back to the Chargers. No. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of things that I'm very excited for. We'll take. Wait, no. We have Ivan Pace and Dylan Henley. Never mind. Don't need you. Don't need Cook. Jamin Davis. Sure. You know what? We'll take a young Jamin Davis. Why not? We'll take Jamin Davis, and we'll take... Give me a receiver, because I traded Palmer and Chark and didn't get a receiver. Paris Campbell could work. Do we find Kadarius Toney's new home? Does he score against the Chiefs? That would be funny. Chris Moore would be fine as well. I'll take a... No, I'll probably try to actually make Kadarius Toney a receiver, but for another team. So, let's get... Isaiah Hodgins is in free agency. Damian Birds is in free agency. There's actually some okay receivers in free agency. Russell Gage is alright. James Prochet. You know, I'll take James Prochet. Or maybe it's James Proch. Maybe I just call him Prochet. James Proch the second. There we go. We bring in an additional receiver. That's the team. That's the moneymaker. Alright. So now we're going to sim to the trade deadline. See who's performing. We'll do the contract extensions and all that beautiful stuff. And we will download a real draft class, which at this point I don't know how accurate it is, but who cares? Honestly, it's subject to change as we go forward to franchises, which is going to be good because I want to use the real life draft classes at the beginning for at least the first year, and then after that I like to have some fake draft classes so we get a chance to draft new players and not know who's great, like kind of off rip. Oh wow, we're 3-3. Who would have thought? Wow. All right. Anyway, yeah, because we're gonna beat the Saints, we're gonna beat the Browns, and we're gonna beat the Chargers. So let's start negotiating some contracts. Asante Samuel Jr. needs a contract. He's back from injury. Ain't that lovely? What contract do you want? That? Sure. I'm just gonna pay you and call it a day because we need a corner so badly. It's a bit much, but sure. 5 years of J.K. Dobbins, I can live with that. Christian Fulton, I might trade you. Jamin Davis, I don't know yet. Any other big free agents? We have an option on you. J.K. Scott, we can sign later. Yeah, no, I'm not really worried about any of those. So Fulton, Davis, Molden. Fulton, Davis, and Moulton all could maybe get us like a draft pick or something. So I might just kind of do that. Because we're not going to have money next year to sign them anyway, so as well. Like, you're a backup safety. I don't really need Molden that badly. Christian Fulton, I don't mind opening up the space for Cam Hart to play. Yeah, I think letting Cam Hart play would be better than playing 1 year Fulton. So I'm going to do that. That's good. That's good. I'm cool with that for now. You are expiring. I don't really want you to just walk for nothing, so I might try to trade you. We're going to figure out the center position in the draft, so I'm not very concerned about that at the moment. Our receiving position is already really weak, but it is what it is. We just signed Dobbins. We still have Gus Edwards for now. If there's a power back in the draft, I wouldn't mind looking for a power back in the draft. But anywho, Jalen Hyatt and picks. Actually, Jalen Hyatt could be a long-term receiver on this team, so I'm cool with getting Jalen Hyatt if we can maybe. I'm not actually expecting these kind of picks, but I want to just see. Yeah, like see, we're closer to this trade than you would think. So I'm gonna try to sneak a second in this trade because I'm getting pretty close to it. Yeah, I can almost get a second with these three guys. Well, here's my thought philosophy, though. When I do the Giants franchise, I'm going to keep Neighbors. I'm going to keep Hyatt. I'm probably not going to keep Slayton. So maybe I won't go take Jalen Hyatt. Maybe I'm just going to go ask for some picks. I'm going to say, hey, you keep Jalen Hyatt, and maybe you just give me a future second-round pick or something for these two guys. Okay, actually, we throw in Molden. We get the pick. All right, we throw in Molden, and you can just give us like a placeholder at that position. Like, just give us a body. Just give us a guy that exists. Or if we can have Isaiah Simmons, you got a deal. I'm actually really close to that trade. Yeah, no, I think that's good. If we get Isaiah Simmons, I think the Chargers could utilize him better than the Giants would. So I don't know. We're in a 5th round pick. Or actually, no. Don't even play the pick game. Just ask for a 3rd round pick instead. We asked for a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick instead of a 2nd round pick. How's that? Cool. So we get more draft picks. We get Isaiah Simmons. Do I move Isaiah Simmons to safety? Like the other safety position? And maybe move one of my safeties to corner? Like what if we moved like Gilman, for example, to corner? Because he plays like a run support / zone type thing. What if we moved him to corner? This is just an idea. We move him to corner, and then we moved Isaiah Simmons to free safety. Oh, you go down dramatically. I still might try it. We'll let Simmons play free safety. Yeah, let's give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, then well, what I might do is move Isaiah Simmons to linebacker. I might move Isaiah Simmons to one of these linebacker positions. And then I might move him to the left outside linebacker, actually. Move Joey Bosa to the edge. Have Bosa, Buckner, Smith. Have Simmons here at left outside linebacker. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Like, I want him to develop, but he doesn't even have a sack yet. And we played 6 games. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch these guys around a little bit. Nolan Smith, are you getting me sacks? You are not getting me sacks. All right. Is Joey Bosa getting me sacks? Is anybody actually getting me sacks? That's a starting question. You have 1. So even the sacks are not really coming in full. Yeah, I think we need that extra help on the edge. We're gonna move Joey Bosa to the right end. Yeah, right end, not left end. Joey Bosa will go play right end. Isaiah Simmons will now go play the left outside linebacker. What? The left outside linebacker. Yeah, there you go. I don't know what words I was trying to say. Actually, I know exactly what words I was trying to say, but they just weren't coming out. All right, do that. Gilman, go back to free safety, please. We'll give Hart more of a starting role. That will just help him with developing as a young corner because we'll probably keep him around. And then since we have Asante Samuel Jr., we'll just go draft a corner to be our corner 2, or we'll sign a corner, one or the other. So we'll draft and or sign a corner. Wait, where is Asante Samuel? Can we just pay for him? All right, well, next year we'll have Marcus Jones, Asante Samuel Jr., Hart, and then maybe we'll get a corner as well. Oh, you're really bad at the linebacker position, apparently. But you know what? It's okay. Screw it. Didn't ask. I might move Isaiah Simmons to safety. I might just let him be a depth safety. I don't know yet. We're in the trial stages. I'll say that much. I mean, we acquired a bunch of draft picks for Isaiah Simmons, so I guess we did something. Good enough. Will I retain Isaiah Simmons? I don't know yet. Draft class. Give me the right draft class. Import draft class. Absolutely. I don't know. This is the one that I ended up downloading. At the time, it had the most downloads, so I went for it. So when I did the Chargers, not Chargers, when I did the Washington one, I drafted Egbuka, and that receiver was crazy good. This team's gonna need a receiver, so we're gonna draft a receiver. But because I want to do something different, I'm gonna try to not draft Ekbuka. I'm gonna try to draft one of the other good receivers. I'm sure there's plenty of good receivers in that draft. I tried not to look at what other rookies were when I went to look at rosters, so I could kind of surprise myself. So I don't just draft the best guys. I'm also trying to not draft the same guys either. So this should be interesting. Um, Also, just as a quick snippet, I know two people who are big Charger fans. One is my friend Angel, and two is my manager at work. He's a huge Chargers fan, so shout out to that guy. We went 10-7 and didn't make the playoffs. We went 10-7 and didn't make the playoffs. Oh, it's gonna be one of those kind of things, huh? It's gonna be one of those kind of things where you start off 10-7, but you don't make the playoffs. Alrighty, it do be like that, I guess. So 16th in offense, 32-16. Yep, J.K. Dobbins was all right. Lad McConkey was pretty decent. Quentin Johnson was all right. James Prochet actually had 7 touchdowns. Uh, no touchdowns for Dallas Goedert. J.K. Dobbins got involved when he could, so that's pretty nice. Uh, Majority of our sacks was allowed by our center. All right, we'll fix that. Henley leads the team in tackles. Bosa ends up getting double-digit sacks. Buckner with 9. Buffet with 7.5. So it looks like the right side and D tackle is where we're getting our sacks from. Our left side just essentially does nothing. Good to know. Marcus Jones gets some picks. So does Derwin James. And Dicker only missed 2 kicks. All right. This is promising for next year. Promising, promising. All right. Sim to the Super Bowl. Why not? Let's go see who's in it. Is it the Chiefs? Let's see if it's the Chiefs or not. Chiefs and Eagles. So I took Dallas Goedert. I took Nolan Smith. Oh, but I gave them Khalil Mack. All right, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess. Note to self: when I do the Eagles franchise, just go trade for Khalil Mack. I'll win the Super Bowl. Note to self. All right. It's actually a good thing that we have a better head coach because it seems like we play a lot better with a good head coach. Um, yeah, we'll accept the option on you. I'm gonna debate going back for you on a cheap deal because I don't think anyone else is gonna sign you. Jalen Rager, same thing. Might pick him up for depth, or I'll take James, one or the other. We'll let both the centers go. We'll go back for the punter, presuming that no one else signs him. And now we have some money to work with to try to go get a new #1 receiver. Because we're going to go into free agency saying we can sign the best receiver available. We need receiver. Garrett Bowles could be helpful. Gilmore's cool. Mack hit free agency anyway. Javon Holland hits free agency. That's interesting. So Amari Cooper is here. We're only really looking to give him a 1 or 2 year deal. There's also Keenan Allen. We could bring Keenan Allen back. That could be interesting. Jalen Warren and J.K. Dobbins would be a cool yet weird fit, but it could work. Jordan Mason's a power back. We could use a power back and move on from Gus Edwards. Ernest Jones is in free agency. That could be a cool signing. Will Hernandez could also be a good signing. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins made it here too, and I think he only wants a 1 year deal. But now he's an 80 overall. So before I sign anybody, or at least attempt to sign anybody, let's take a look at who we can get rid of to make some cap space. Joey Bosa could make us money, but we're not moving on from Joey Bosa. Not moving on from Derwin. Trey Pipkins can get moved on from. Damian Lewis can get moved on from, but I'm not going to. Bud Dupree, yeah, Bud Dupree can kind of go. All right, so it looks like Bud Dupree and Pipkins are kind of like our. We're gonna just kind of get rid of them to make some money type moves. So bye bye to Pipkins and bye bye to Bud Dupree. We're trying to make the extra money in case we have to overpay to get someone on a 1 year deal as opposed to trying to get them on like a multi-year deal. Because we don't want to give Amari Cooper a 2-3 year deal. That's not really the angle we're looking at. Cedric Gray could be a depth linebacker, or we could go get a young corner. Garrett Williams probably will be a bigger role to the team when I do my Cardinals franchise. So Cedric Gray, who's only 22 years old, depth linebacker is not at all a bad idea. Let me see if I can do anything else with this. What pick did I get from the Colts? 12th. Okay. 12th pick is good. What pick did the Titans get? What pick did they get? They got 3rd. All right. I thought maybe we could do like a move up in the draft type thing, but that's probably not happening. But I can see why they're willing to get rid of Cedric Gray. They had 3 linebackers already. Um, Cedric Gray. Huh. Can I obtain a this year 4th round pick from you? I'm gonna ask for picks. Can I have picks? And then can I give you maybe like my 6th and 7th or something? Okay. So a 6th for a 6. What if like something like this? Shit. I don't want to give them Gus Edwards. I'll give them Hassan Haskins. I'll throw in Hassan Haskins. I want that 4th round pick. So Cedric Gray, a 4th round pick for Pipkins Dupree. We sent Dupree back to the Titans. They get Hassan Haskins, which also was he on the Titans, or does he just look like a guy who's been on the Titans? One or the other way. We give them Trey Pipkins. We move up some money. We get a depth linebacker. That will work out in case we don't land a linebacker in the. What am I trying to say? I don't know. Actually, we have plenty of linebackers. We have Ivan Pace, Henley, Colson, and Gray. Yeah, the linebacker position's young, but a lot of playmakers. In terms of edge, he'd be good there as well. We have Mafe. Mafe did pretty good. I would be okay with moving Joey Bosa to the right outside linebacker and then just kind of fixing up that right edge position a little bit. We like Buckner there. I don't know. Who else do I trust enough to put at the edge? At pick 12, if we can find a good enough speed rusher, I know Nolan Smith didn't do too much, but maybe Nolan Smith, we move him to right end, would just be a little bit more productive than 2 sacks. We have him for 2 years. Okay. We're going 10-7. It's not very promising when you start off 6-3, but we'll make it work. We know we need a receiver. Lad McConkey's good, but we need a real receiver 1. Oh, Gus Edwards now a 73 overall. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it at all, actually. Gus Edwards. I don't want to trade Joey Bosa. I want to trade Mafe. A lot of guys I'm gonna have to sign. Yeah, I'll move on from Gus Edwards when the time comes. But yeah, so if we could obtain like a power back to put next to J.K. Dobbins, like kind of have a 1-2 punch, that'd be kind of nice. What else could we use here? You know, weirdly enough, I kind of want to try a new offensive scheme. Part of me kind of wants to. Okay, so we got Bosa. What can we get for Bosa? Because Bosa lost his superstar dip already. And he had double-digit sacks and still lost his thing. So if we were to trade him, what could we get? Carlton Davis, Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed could definitely be a receiver 1 for us. And for a team that has Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, and other talent, Jaden Reed would be a cheap alternative to one of the things that we very much lack in. Now, however, if we did trade for Jaden Reed, we would need an edge rusher out the ass. We would so badly. We have so many new edge rushers we brought in. We brought in Mafe. We brought in Smith. We brought in Ivan Pace, who can move to the outside. So if you're already digressing, then maybe Jaden Reed's not a terrible idea. And if we could maybe get them to give us a 1st round pick, which I don't think they will, but we're gonna first try that. Obviously, they say no, which they should. If we can try to sneak a better pick, that would be nice. Okay, we're close to a 2nd rounder. I'm gonna take it. All right, Joey Bosa. I am trying to get rid of Gus Edwards. I'm gonna throw in Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards and Joey Bosa. We're so close to that trade. Hold on. Did we Did we get a bunch of receivers? Ooh, yeah, we do have Brendan Rice. I'm going to try to keep him. Brendan Rice, Davis. We're going to keep these 4 receivers. So you can have Mitchell Tinsley. So you can get a receiver back in return. And then we'll give you a future 6th round selection. A this year 6th round selection. And next year. This trade's going to be evil. We'll give you 3 6th round picks. 3 6th round picks, Joey Bosa, Gus Edwards, and Tinsley. We get Jaden Reed and a 2nd round pick. I like that. We now have that receiver one we're looking for, so we don't have to worry about overpaying for a receiver. So we'll have Jaden Reed, Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston, Davis, and Brendan Rice. We paid J.K. Dobbins, so now we just got to go get a power back to make as the running back 2. We have Dallas Goedert. We have Joe Alt. Our guards look fine. We need a center. We'll draft one. So we'll draft a center. The edge rusher position is a little oof, but honestly, I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna move Maffei to right end. I'm gonna let him try to take on the role that we had for Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa led the team in sacks, so we're gonna move Maffei there. He's gonna be like our Joey Bosa replacement of sorts. The right outside linebacker is where we get our sacks. We've been getting them on the right side, so I'm going to move Nolan Smith to the outside linebacker. Wait, actually, I forgot to check one thing. How good is Maffei in pass coverage? Because if he's better in pass coverage, then I might move Nolan Smith to right end and Maffei to the outside linebacker. Hold on. Let me see. Because I want the guy who's better at pass coverage to be on the outside, just so we have an option if we run pass coverage. But more so, yeah, this is where our sacks are going to come from. Are you better at pass coverage? 66. Not very good at pass coverage, but you're capable of doing pass coverage. What about you, Nolan? Are you good? 64. No. So you suck regardless. All right. Well, we got more sacks from the right end position than the outside linebacker position. So Nolan Smith will play our outside linebacker. Maffei will play right end next to DeForest Buckner. And left end is not really going to get us a lot of sacks anyway. If left end isn't even going to get us that many sacks, and I don't know really who to put there. Well, I mean, if we just need a filler and a young guy to progress, he can come play left end. We have Pace, we have Henley. We can always move Colson or someone else over. Sure. No, I don't want to do that. I just maybe need one more. If we're gonna try to actually compete next year, we do need another actual good edge rusher. Regardless of who it is. So we actually don't need to draft a receiver at pick 12 anymore because we have Ladd McConkey, Jaden Reed, Johnston. We have J.K. Dobbins as our running back 1. I don't think we need to draft a center at pick 12. We do still need a corner, but yeah, we definitely still need a corner, and we need a pass rusher, preferably one that can play linebacker. Yeah, preferably one that can play linebacker, because Nolan Smith can move over here, and we can put it right outside linebacker, whatever rookie we draft. So that's that thought philosophy. Our offense wasn't actually that amazing. We're going to try out a new offensive playbook. Deadass, I might try out the Lions offensive playbook. I think letting J.K. Dobbins be like a Jahmyr Gibbs would be kind of funny. Vertical power run. Okay, we're going to have to get a good power back, though. We'll have a 1-2 punch for sure, though. Chargers. Vertical power run. That's multiple power run. Vertical power run. Okay. And the Detroit Lions, I trust. Or maybe I don't. Wait, hold on. Let me check out the playoffs. Who made it? What teams were good? If you made it to the playoffs, I kind of want to be like you. League history. Okay. There we go. The Bills, Steelers, Texans. Texans for the fourth seed. Chiefs offense. Okay. Bengals offense. On the Bengals offense, you only really need one running back. You don't really need a power back. So, do I trust Jaden Reed and Lad McConkey to be like them type receivers? What if we ran a Vikings offense? They were third. Dallas Goedert could be like our T.J. Hawkinson. You don't even need the most pristine running back either. A Vikings offense could be interesting. It's also a Falcons offense. Falcons offense or Vikings offense? Well, they only scored 13, but that doesn't really matter because when I start playing, I'm pretty sure I can put up more than 13 points if you give me Justin Herbert, Jaden Reed, Lad McConkey. So, Vikings offense or Falcons offense? I think we go Vikings. Let's see one thing. Hold on. Where was the Vikings offense at compared to the Falcons offense? So Chiefs, Jaguars were third somehow. Don't ask. Packers, Cowboys, Bengals. Bengals were up there. They only had 15 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, no, we don't want to run a Bengals playbook when we have J.K. Dobbins. Falcons were closer to being good. They only had 12 rushing touchdowns, though. 51 passing touchdowns. Jesus. Okay. Well, we ran a Panthers offense, and we threw 32 touchdowns and had 17 rushing touchdowns. So that's pretty decent, at least. Vikings, it looks like your offense sucked. No, it didn't. I just don't read. You were up here the whole time. 33 passing touchdowns, 19 rushing touchdowns. Okay. How did you throw 51 touchdowns? I don't even know. I didn't ask, and I probably should have. 33 passing touchdowns, 66,000 total yards. Okay. You didn't have 4,000 yards passing, but you had Justin Herbert, so who cares? And then rushing yards, quite a bit of rushing yards. Okay. Yeah, I trust I'm trusting the Vikings offense. Justin Herbert in a Vikings offense. Now we don't have Justin Jefferson, but I'm still convinced that this is a smarter idea. Okay, because I was gonna run a Lions offense, and now I don't have a Jahmyr Gibbs or a David Montgomery style player, so that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So the Vikings run a West Coast zone run. And they also run a 3-4 storm like we do. So West Coast zone run. Yeah, that seems more like a Chargers type. That seems way more like a Chargers type thing to do. West Coast zone run and give me Minnesota's playbook. Minnesota. Alright, Minnesota. There we go. Now, granted, we probably could take their defense too, but we're not going to. So J.K. Dobbins fits, Jaden Reed's our receiver 1, Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnson. I mean, we could always get a receiver 3. It couldn't hurt, but probably still need a power back. We have a good tight end. I'm pretty sure the pass protectors are all on the inside, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's why none of you guys fit the actual scheme. Oh, no. Is it all agile? Oh, it's all agile, isn't it? Well, I'm damned. It's all agile. Is center agile as well? Or is that pass protection? It's all agile. Okay. So we're looking for another offensive lineman. That's for sure. Depth at tight end. An edge rusher would be pretty sweet. Yeah, an edge rusher would be pretty sweet. I forgot to move you to right end, I'm guessing. Oh no, you just don't want to be at right end. Okay. Sure. Okay, let's go hit free agency now. Alright, who do we want to sign? We have $100 million in cap space. Probably looking for guys on 1 year deals because we are gonna have to pay a lot of people the following season. Bringing back Khalil Mack after trading him would be really funny. Unironically, I need a Khalil Mack type player anyway. A center. Is it a 1 year deal? If it's a 1 year deal, yes. If it's a 2 year deal, no. I'll withdraw my offer. Thank you very much. Garrett Bowles wants to play for us. Hmm. Gilly. If it's for a 1 year, I could bring in Gilly. It's between us and the Vikings. Let's see. If we bring in Gilly, Asante Samuel Jr., Marcus Jones, and Gilly, it all depends on if we're gonna draft a corner or not, though. God, I need an edge rusher so bad. I might have to just go back for Khalil Mack. I might have to say, hey, Khalil Mack, I'm sorry I traded you, but maybe we could talk about this. I don't know. Actually, yeah, it's also the Broncos, so we could get Khalil Mack back. Hmm. Boom, 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 doom, 1 second. Imagine not having kids, but having to go pick up kids from school. It's my nieces and nephew. All right, well, I guess we'll be back to the Chargers franchise in a little bit. I'll I'll just kind of before the next episode starts, I'll just kind of like throw out some contracts, and then when I pick up the next episode, I'll be like, I offered this guy a contract, offered this guy a contract, and then I'll go from there. I'm not gonna actually advance any of the free agency until I start the next episode, but that's just eh, life happens. I'll be back. Peace. Thanks for watching. Part 2 coming soon. Yeah.